Caitlin Clark going to be playing here in Baltimore this summer at CFG Bank Arena. The Washington Mystics announced their 2 games with the Indiana Fever being moved from their home arena in D.C. to a larger venue in order to accommodate the anticipated crowd.
You thought the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese rivalry was just about basketball. Think again, this battle is spilling over into an all-out city showdown.
I'm just going to point it out for all of you. This is Angel Reese's home stomping grounds, by the way. So moving the ball to
the Washington Mystics just made a move that has everyone buzzing there, relocating their home games against Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever to Angel Reese's own backyard. Baltimore, Maryland. Let's be real, this is a strategic money move by the Mystics. But Reese's fans are fired up. The big question is, why not just host the game at Capital One Arena in D.C. like last season? Did the Mystics intentionally set up a scenario where Reese could be overshadowed in her own city? No matter how you look at it, this decision is stirring up WNBA drama, and honestly, we're here for every single second of it.
Official release, straight from the NBA website, man. Indiana Fever 2025 road games at Mystics moved to Baltimore. So Angel, man, I mean, listen, y'all made a big deal 2 weeks ago about a Caitlin Clark billboard being put up in Chicago.
Single Reese's fans are in full meltdown mode, and the reactions are absolutely priceless. Caitlin Clark is set to take center stage in Reese's own backyard not once, but twice this season, and her supporters are not handling it well. What you're seeing is the Caitlin Clark effect in full force, and here's the kicker: it has nothing to do with Reese's usual theatrics. This is pure star power on display, and the WNBA is getting a front row seat. Now, Baltimore is about to feel it firsthand.
Her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of it.
Chicago fans already got a taste of this when Caitlin Clark came to town. The arena was packed, the energy was electric, and the hype was off the charts. But let's be real, they weren't there to watch Angel Reese struggle from the field or overreact to routine plays. They came to see Clark do what she does best: light up the scoreboard, break records, and elevate the league like no one has in years. This is exactly what the WNBA has been waiting for: a true superstar who draws massive crowds and brings real excitement. And let's be honest, that excitement isn't coming from Reese's over-the-top celebrations after a modest stat line.
It's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
No. Sky fans who insist that Angel Reese is the new face of the WNBA are in full damage control mode every time Caitlin Clark steps onto their home court. It's a harsh reality check. Reese's supporters have spent months hyping her up as the next big thing. But here's the truth: you can't be the face of the league if no one outside your fan bubble cares. The only time Reese makes headlines is when she's caught up in controversy, missing easy shots, or throwing shade at other players. Meanwhile, Clark is doing what true superstars do: shattering records, selling out arenas, and attracting an entirely new wave of fans to the sport.
There's a very thin line between hate and facts, and what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all, I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
And here's the irony: even Angel Reese's biggest supporters have to admit what the rest of us have known all along. The WNBA's surge in popularity is all because of Caitlin Clark. Before she entered the league, attendance was spotty, TV ratings were struggling, and national interest was fading. Now, arenas are packed, broadcasts are breaking records, and every team wants a piece of the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. Let's be real, it's not because Reese is putting up solid numbers against weaker competition. It's because Clark is a generational talent who turns every game into a must-watch event.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1.
Sekakego fans are desperately clinging to the illusion that Angel Reese belongs in the same conversation as Caitlin Clark, but let's be real. Clark is out here casually sinking logo threes, threading impossible passes, and delivering highlight reel moments every single game. And Reese? She plays hard, no doubt. But there's a huge difference between being a high-energy role player and being a true franchise. Cornerstone, the WNBA is a business. And when it comes to the player driving ticket sales, jersey sales, and skyrocketing TV ratings, the answer is crystal clear. And here's a hint, it's not the one flexing after making a routine layup.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without.
It's not just the fans struggling to accept this new reality the Chicago Sky organization is feeling. The pressure too. They have no choice but to market Angel Reese as their franchise star. Yet every time Caitlin Clark steps into their arena, she completely steals the show. The sold-out crowds, Clark. The surging jersey sales, Clark. The highlight reels dominating. Social media, all Clark. Meanwhile, Reese's fan base is scrambling to make sense of what's happening. They argue she's great for the culture, but last time we checked, cultural influence alone doesn't pack stadiums or drive record-breaking ratings.
Jeez. Man. Y'all were mad about that billboard a couple of weeks ago. The Reese's Pieces were. I mean, I just... This is going to annoy Angel. I know it is. And I know that they had to because the MCI Center, whatever, Verizon Center is under renovation. But still.
Dedicated sales and TV ratings, Caitlin Clark is delivering both like no one else. WNBA teams are catching on fast. And after seeing what Clark has done for Indiana, they all want in on the action. This league has never experienced this level of national buzz before. And let's be honest, it's not because Angel Reese is grabbing rebounds. Clark's presence turns ordinary regular season games into must-watch events. She's converting casual viewers into die-hard fans, while Reese's supporters are left watching as their favorite plays second fiddle to the biggest star in the sport. Next Viasian, let's talk about the endless excuses because there's always a new one when Angel Reese underperforms. First, it was that she's young. Then, she just needed more time. Now, it's that she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is facing double and triple teams, getting hacked on nearly every possession and still putting up elite numbers. Funny how one player keeps getting excuses while the other just goes out and proves herself game after game. That's exactly why Clark is the most impactful player the WNBA has seen in years.
They're going to say, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated venue change. Our regular season game on May the 28th. On September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlin Clark shine to be seen again?
Reese's fan base is scrambling, and honestly, the reactions are priceless. They're asking, why isn't Angel getting the same superstar treatment? Why aren't teams making moves for her to? The reality is simple, she's not Caitlin Clark. Clark is packing 10,000-seat arenas in record time. Every city she plays in turns into the hottest ticket in town. Fever games are selling out. And even opposing teams are moving venues just to handle the demand. Meanwhile, Reese's supporters are left wondering why her games don't generate the same excitement because in the WNBA, true star power speaks for itself.
The preseason game, Brazil versus the preseason. game against the Brazilian national team sold out in 36 minutes, 15,000 fans. There's tickets for that game upwards of $4,500.
Seriality check. No teams are moving their games for Angel Reese. No arenas are scrambling to expand just to accommodate demand for her. The unrivaled league experiment already proved one thing: when Caitlin Clark isn't involved, the excitement just isn't the same. Reese's fans keep expecting the world to treat her like basketball royalty. But the truth is undeniable. Clark is on a completely different level. Her impact is measurable. Her influence is undeniable. And while Reese makes plenty of noise, she's still playing catch-up when it comes to delivering real results. People aren't fighting for tickets to see Reese. Teams aren't moving heaven and earth just to give fans a glimpse of her on the court. And that is the difference.
I mean, all over. I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy. But I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of Me Too. I mean, bro, everybody could get into this. Like, literally everybody could get into this game.
Let's talk about Sheila Johnson, the owner of the Washington Mystics. She stood in front of the cameras, preaching about how Caitlin Clark wasn't the only player who deserved attention, urging the media to spread the spotlight. She made it seem like she was standing up for the overlooked stars of the WNBA. But fast forward a few weeks and suddenly, the Mystics are moving their games to a big arena. And why? Because of Caitlin Clark. So which is it? 1 minute, Clark is just another player. And the next, she's the driving force behind a massive venue change. The hypocrisy is hard to ignore. If the goal was truly to elevate all WNBA players equally, why weren't these moves happening before? Why weren't sellout crowds the norm? Simple, because without Clark, the demand just wasn't there.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Sheila, 1 minute you're preaching about giving other players more shine, and the next, you're counting up Caitlin Clark ticket sales like you just hit the jackpot. The hypocrisy is deafening. If the WNBA made $1 every time someone downplayed Clark while secretly profiting off her success, they'd be raking in NBA-level revenue by now. It's the same cycle: dismiss her, act like she's overhyped, then turn around and cash in on the sold-out arenas and record-breaking viewership. Now, the same people who once rolled their eyes at her impact are suddenly shifting their entire marketing strategy to ride the Caitlin Clark wave.